Hi, everyone. I'm Amori Amin, and welcome back to the Inner Eyes. I want you to close your eyes and really, I want you to imagine something for a moment, not as the viewer, but as Dorothy. The storm has passed, everything has gone quiet, and then I need you to open your eyes and realize that nothing looks the same. The air feels different, the colors feel alive, and something inside of you knows that you are not where you used to be. You step out slowly, and for a moment, there's a stillness, the kind of stillness that comes after everything has changed, and then you are met. You're met by the Munchkins. They gather around you, they look at you with curiosity, but also with awareness. And they begin to ask you questions. Who are you? Why are you here? And on the surface, it may seem like they are asking because they don't know. But symbolically, that's not what's happening. The questions are not for them, it's for you. Because at this moment, you don't fully know who you are in this new world. You know who you were, but you don't yet understand who you are becoming. And this is something that happens in our own lives. When we enter a new level of awareness, we're often met with questions, not because the world needs answers from us, but because we are being invited to define ourselves at a deeper level. Munchkins recognize something in you that you cannot yet see in yourself. They see your potential, they see your significance, they recognize that something in you has already shifted. In their eyes, you are already more than what you feel you are, but inside, you may still feel uncertain, confused, disoriented, trying to understand what just happened. And that contrast is part of the journey. This moment represents a shift where you have entered a new level of awareness, but you have not yet stabilized in it. You're still just trying to orient yourself. There can be a kind of lightness here, a sense that something is opened, a moment where things feel almost aligned, almost supported. But not everything that meets you in this new space feels welcoming. Because as quickly as the light appears, so does the shadow. The witch arrives, uninvited, unannounced, and yet she moves as if she already belongs here. Symbolically, the witch represents the path of the self that resists transformation, the part that's comfortable with what is known, the part that prefers the familiar, even if the familiar is limiting. Because every time we begin to shift, something within us pushes back. The witch carries a certain energy. It's the energy that says, you may be changing, but for real, I'm still here. You may be growing, but I haven't yet. And that is important because even in the moments of clarity, even in the moments of alignment, the shadow can appear, not stopping the journey, but to reveal that, we have not yet fully faced all of our fears, all of our doubts, and is here to reveal it to us. Many people may experience this, a moment where everything feels clear, then suddenly doubt appears, fear appears, old thoughts return, and it can feel confusing, like I thought I already moved past this. But the shadow is not random, it is part of the process. It reveals where growth is still unfolding. And then, and then another presence steps in, Glinda. She's calm, centered, and clear. And she says, be gone. You have no power here. And in that moment, something shifts. There's a surge of energy, a sense of strength, a feeling like I can do this. This moment matters because when we first step into this new level of awareness, there is often a burst of energy, a feeling that we have overcome something, that we are ready, that we can take on whatever comes next. And while that energy is real, it's also temporary. Not because it's false, but because it's the beginning. It gives us enough strength to take the first step, enough clarity to begin the journey. And then something is given to you, the shoes. Something you may not fully understand yet, but something that carries power. Symbolically, this represents something within you, a capacity, a protection, a potential that you have not fully learned how to use. And then you're guided, you're told, follow the yellow brick road. Not forced, not pushed, guided. And this is where something shifts because now you have a choice. You can stay where you are or you can take the first step. I want you to feel this standing there, looking at the road, not knowing exactly where it will lead, but knowing that something in you is being called forward. The yellow brick road is not about a path, it's a decision. It's the moment where you choose to move toward something that you cannot yet fully explain. And the road, it shines, it glitters. And that matters because when we begin a new journey, there's often a sense of possibility, a sense that something meaningful is ahead. But then we come to understand is that the road is not always easy. It curves, it shifts, it leads to places that we didn't expect. And sometimes we question it, sometimes we pause, sometimes we wonder if we should turn back. I've had moments like this in my own life where I stood at this kind of threshold where I knew something was changing, but I didn't fully yet understand what the path would require of me. I didn't know that giving up my place in Africa, that place that was of my dreams, that place where I thought I could stand and stay forever. I didn't fully understand when the guidance came to follow the yellow brick road, to move along that path, that I would have to give up everything again and go on the new journey. I had to decide whether I would stay where I was or I would take the step. And so following the road is not about certainty, it's about willingness. The willingness to move forward, the willingness to grow, the real willingness to discover who you are becoming. And at some point, the road stops being Dorothy's and it starts becoming yours. Your path, your journey, your becoming. And as you begin to walk, you don't walk alone. The first companion appears, someone who believes they are missing something. And in that moment, you begin to see something about yourself. This is the path of the eyes, the path of the inner eyes. And this is where and this is where the journey truly begins. And this is where the journey truly begins. I got caught up in there. I got caught up in the path leading forward or the path staying the same. The path thrusting you into a new life or a path asking you to remain. This is the choice that you are making. This is the choice that you are defining. This is the path that you are taking. And I will see you on the yellow brick road.